The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, the PLP on the island of Abaco, South Abaco. We're live there this evening. Authorities on Abaco ramping up their efforts to stem illegal immigration. And tonight, it's temperature check. We look at St. James, Long Island, and Pinewood. Which candidate is making the biggest impact in those constituencies? This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. The Progressive Liberal Party in South Abaco rallying supporters tonight as the May 12th general election closes in. The PLP is hoping to build momentum on the island with a list of speakers set to join their candidate in South Abaco. Laurencia Smith is live in Marsh Harbor tonight. Good evening to you, Laurencia.
They're going to pray. Right, Shanique, we're here in the Marsh Harbor Abaco for the Progressive Liberal Party's Rally for Progress edition. Now, Shanique, at this hour, the crowd is starting to fill out as you're getting ready to sing the national anthem. So they're about to sing the national anthem. As you can hear, they are singing the national anthem at this time. We anticipate tonight to hear from a full slate of candidates, including incumbent for North Abaco, Mr. Kirk Cornish, along with the newcomer, Mr. Bradley Fox Jr. for Central and South Abaco. We also hear from Clay Speeding from Central and South Aluvra. We're here to hear from Ginger Moxie from the Pine Ridge and Sebastian from the Fort Charlotte constituency, along with Prime Minister Philip Davis and Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper. As we know, the party has been campaigning on their progress that they made and asking the electoral to vote them back in so that they can finish the work that they have started. We know that they have addressed a number of things from housing, plans for enforcement as it relates to immigration. They also anticipate plans for advancement in education. So these are a number of things that they've been campaigning on with the chosen progress has been their base of their slogan. But as we notice, Shanique, they're about to start soon. As we can hear, the national anthem is being sung behind us, and the crowd is waiting and ready to go. So definitely stay tuned to Eyewitness News social media pages for all of the highlights from tonight's rally from Marsh Harbor. Abaco, back to you at the desk, Shanique.
Thank you very much, Laurencia Smith there in South Abaco and Marsh Harbor, where the Progressive Liberal Party is just now starting its rally there. The reason she was speaking during the national anthem, they got started late because we understand that they just got over a spell of rain there, and so they are now just pulling that together. So Laurencia Smith there. And so again, you all listen, this is Beyond the Headlines. We will go live to every rally and event, and certainly, of course, to bring you in so that you have a first-hand and a first-eye view of what's happening in the various political camps. Now, authorities in Abaco ramping up immigration enforcement with, of course, a number of initiatives that's happening there. In fact, they're warning that undocumented migrants will be targeted as operations intensify across Abaco. That is according to Immigration Superintendent Vernetta Saunders, who is second in charge of the department there in Abaco. The developing crackdown comes amid growing concerns from residents over the past year about the emergence of shanty towns in several areas of Abaco. Eyewitness News asked authorities about areas identified as hotspots and what enforcement will look like moving forward.
Marsh Harbor and the Keys. We have particularly Hopetown. We have a lot of migrants on Hopetown. And the challenge is, getting there, getting the team there, and having the resources on the ground to get the job done. Between January and March of this year, we apprehended 177 persons, mainly Haitian nationals, but other nationalities as well. Most persons who come, a lot of times they come on a visa. And then when we find them, they have overstayed their time. And that is the main issue. So either they've come on a visa, they've overstayed their time, or they just don't have anything at all.
Well, of course, that is the second officer in charge there on Abaco for immigration. Speaking of efforts there to locate and obviously apprehend illegal immigrants on the island there. Well, my temperature check panel is here, and of course, you know them. They wear multiple hats oftentimes, and so they are the panelists this evening to get into some of the stories happening. We saw at the top of the show just now, Laurencia Smith giving us a live drop from the Progressive Liberal Party's rally in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and so we're going to begin right there this evening. Good evening to each of you, Peggy Candace, Gabrielle McKenzie Ineas, and Howard Johnson. Good evening to each of you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to Temperature Check Wednesday.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, ladies, and good evening, Bahamas.
Hey, Howard.
Yes. Again, good evening to each of you. So listen, you all, the Progressive Liberal Party, it's pretty dark in that spot where they are, but the PLP moving forward, hindered momentarily by weather. But moving forward this evening on Abaco, we know that the Free National Movement is in Andros. But let's talk about Abaco and the PLP. You heard Laurencia talk about the list of speakers set to take the podium this evening and their focus as they continue to drive home this building on progress theme that they have been riding on really this entire campaign. Your thoughts of the PLP and Abaco?
Good evening once again, Shanique. I believe Abaco is a very interesting constituency because Abaco has an history with both parties. The PLP is moving on progress. The FNM is moving on a history of very bad blood in those both constituencies due to the handling or mishandling of both Doreen and COVID-19. And so I think Abaco's, for me personally, it will be very interesting to watch. I don't think there's a clear leader.
So you were saying we haven't done a temperature check on Abaco as yet now, but you were trying to say Abaco looking a little too close to call.
Not too close to call, just very interesting because of the dynamics. The two parties, time is swift, and so 5 years is not far away. 10 years is not far away. The last FNM administration was the administration that had a lot of negative vibes with the Abaco. So that will play a part because Bahamians are not forgetful. And so that is why I feel it'll be very interesting, two races in Abaco.
I agree with, good evening again, everyone. I agree with Peggy on the interesting part for very different reasons. I happened to actually just come back from Abaco, Shanique. I went there because I preempted our temperature check because I wanted to start to soften up the ground. From my reach to the airport, the people was like, yeah, let me tell you. And I said, whew, I'm listening. I'm here. I want to hear from y'all what's going on in Abaco. So Abaco, I believe the PLP still has a lot of things that they promised Abaco that are outstanding, namely Jesus getting that road. Shanique, I thought all my insides was because the bottom was quadruple. Going from Marsh Harbor down there to Cooperstown, traversing through as I wanted to move through North and South Abaco to really get an idea of what's happening on the island. There's a lot tonight. Laurencia mentioned the speakers. It will be interesting to hear what they talk about, if they really are speaking on the progress or they're speaking on regression. Because the thing about it is, what I find is the PLP has been spending a lot of their time in this rally focusing on the FNM administration, what they didn't do, and they're missing opportunities to really tell the people what they have done and how they intend to move forward on building on this progress and this progression. So Abaco is one of those constituencies that the people they don't really want to keep constantly hear what happened. They sent Darren packing. They sent their cousin Darren packing for what happened. But they want to know what Kirk Cornish's plan has done and what he plans to do moving forward. And then what South Abaco as well in the person of
John Pinder.
John Pinder.
Which of course, he is not seeking re-election. There's another candidate there who will be speaking tonight as well. Howard, you heard Gabrielle. Gabrielle says with 20 days to go, the PLP, instead of saying, listen, Abaco, here's what we've done, here's what we intend to do, they are too distracted by the FNM?
Well, Gabby and Peggy made some really great points. I believe that Mr. Pinder, John Pinder, not running again, the incumbent, there was some controversy with him, and there was in the press over the last year or so where some people were very lukewarm on him running again. And I don't know if that factored into him not running as a candidate this 2026 general election. But there's two new candidates. They're going to have a brand new MP, no matter what way you look at it.
No, Kirk
I think
Cornish is
the
running
gentleman's
again.
name is Mr. Fox. In South Abaco, I'm talking about now. Because that's where the rally is, right? South Abaco,
South
right?
Abaco, yes.
So Mr. Fox, I believe is his name. And Jeremy Sweeting. Now, Jeremy Sweeting is someone that I've known for many years, for about 2 decades. Jeremy Sweeting is going to be a competitor in this race. I don't want anybody to sleep on Mr. Sweeting. He's been involved in local government. He's a staple in that community, a community leader in and outside of politics and running for office this particular election cycle. Jeremy Sweeting is definitely going to be a candidate in the race. I don't care what the FNM has not done in the past. We cannot take our eye off this young man.
I've interviewed him a few times on this show, Howard. So yes, Peggy, I've interviewed him a few times on this show, Jeremy Sweeting, so I am aware of him, and this show is aware of him.
Isn't there an independent candidate in one of those constituency, and aspiring FNM candidate decide to go independent? I don't remember.
In which constituency?
One of the Abaco constituency.
I'm trying to remember his name. Peggy, you're correct.
Yes.
I can't remember his name, though.
It's all interesting.
It's a pastor.
Yes, it is.
I interviewed him as well on this show, and I think he's in local government. You're absolutely right. Yes. So he was seeking an FNM nomination. He did not get it.
Is the name you're looking for.
What is the name?
Running for North. He's running independently in North Abaco.
So he went as an independent. Okay. Yes, that gentleman. And so again, this is what's happening in Abaco. You all, I guess Abaco perhaps had its own temperature check, but no, we can double back there because we gotta call it. But meanwhile, panel, bus drivers are taking action, implementing a fare increase. You all without government approval, as they point to rising fuel costs. You all see what's taking place over in the Middle East. Well, the bus drivers say they are feeling the pinch, but officials maintain that any change must be sanctioned, setting up a potential clash over who has the authority to set fares. We get this story from Jose Etienne.
Unionized bus drivers, with the Bahamas Unified Bus Drivers Union seemingly taking matters into their own hands, increasing their bus fares by 50 cents to absorb sharp spikes in fuel costs that's being driven by a dragged-out war between Iran and the United States.
SO this morning at 12 a.m. went up from $6.66, that was the lowest we had, to $7.25. Enough is enough for that. We are now averaging over $100 per day in fuel for the busing system. We cannot sustain that.
The union's secretary, Corvell Colbrook, says they were forced to act on an issue he says government stood idle on.
The Prime Minister knows it. Before he dissolved Parliament, he said that he knows it could not wait. Well, why you dissolve Parliament and did not do what you're supposed to do? At the end of the day, that fuel price needs to drop. We cannot sustain this. Because at the same time, fuel going up, the price of targeted parts going up, and the price of earth for the buses going up. So we can't do this no more. So that's it.
But here's the sticking point. Fare hikes require government approval, which Colbrook and his members aren't waiting on. That memo shows that adult bus passengers would now have to pay $2 and high school students would have to pay $1.25 in uniform and $2 out of uniform. Their proposed increase takes effect on May 4th. But it doesn't seem that all bus drivers will follow suit.
We do support, a bus fare increase, but we're not going to be advocating, to be lawbreakers at the same time.
Harrison Moxie, who leads a different bus drivers union, says All bus drivers are facing the same plight, and he's deeply concerned that bus drivers aren't getting the same kind of attention he says petroleum dealers received when they cried out for help.
The minute the cost per barrel went up on the petroleum dealers, an increase came almost immediately. So why is it that some are more equal than others, living in the same country where we should have the same rights?
And as if that weren't enough, Moxie says bus drivers haven't had a substantial increase in 20 years, adding that a 25-cent increase in 2024 barely dented rising costs.
A consumer could decide whether they're going to park or even catch the bus, to relieve themselves, but the bus has to operate for us to have any source of income. So we are at a grave disadvantage, and we think that the process has been unfair to us.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Transport fired back, arguing that there will be no change in bus fares on May 4th. The press release further noted that they are reviewing other measures to provide some level of assistance. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, panel, there you have it. The bus drivers and the various unions, two of them, in fact, represented in that story. One is pushing and saying, listen, we implementing this fare increase to $2, and of course the various increases depending on where you sit. But the other president is saying, listen, yes, no, it should be adjusted, but he is not a proponent, and he will not support, I guess, breaking the law. But we know what's happening in terms of the cost of fuel as a result of the conflict there in the Middle East, and that's trickling down now. A barrel of oil, has increased over the last several weeks, the cost of a barrel of oil, and so now bus drivers are feeling it even more, and I guess so is everyone in business. Your thoughts on the fact that they kind of took this bold step, though?
Very bold indeed. I don't know which one said that they have not received, I think, substantive is the word that he wants to resonate, but they did receive an increase, I think it was 25 cents, which they said they were so pleased and grateful for, I think 2 years ago. And the war will have an effect, and we don't know how long the war will stop. But I think the right thing to do is to go through legal channels instead of saying that you're gonna just take it upon yourself. It's not advisable.
This is an unfortunate circumstance, and I want to start with the bus drivers, because some of this onus falls on you all as well. You know why? There was an opportunity for you all to become uniformed under one singular umbrella now. I believe it was for over a decade. And you all refuse really to be accountable for the reckless driving, for the endangerment of lives on the road. And then you come to the public now who honestly understands your plight. And you tell us it is not enough money. And while we understand, people's pushback and reservations are, y'all drive reckless, y'all don't follow the traffic protocols, you're not providing with the proper service.
Have any of you seen the viral videos with the fights and they recently, I mean within recent weeks, several weeks about, and it's been a few of them. You wonder what's going on in these buses.
This evening, I saw
yeah, so while now you want to come to the public who you want to be sympathetic, and honestly, I am sympathetic and empathetic with what's going on, and increase has to really happen to counter inflation. It's the only way for these people to survive. But I think now is the point where you come to the table. Where this increase needs to happen is also where some transformation in the public transformation system needs to happen. You can't just be driving up and down. Nobody know when the bus even could come. You out racing the next one for $1.25, $1.50. You can't, I say in bus stop and you ain't pulling on the side of the road because you don't want the next bus driver speeding in front of you. It cannot work. In 2026 now, you can get a fair. You see that what I did there? Two different words. You can get a fair, but there are certain things that you need to do to make sure that it makes sense for the public and your patrons, man. And that's all I'm going to say on this. But I do think that you all need the increase so that you can feed your families. But I also want you all to come to the table and figure out how you're going to provide the public with a safe and reliable public transportation.
Shanique, anytime you start off a public agitation with adversarial language where people or groups are hardening their positions, you're going to get pushback. You know, Bahamians are very bigoted and very sensitive, you know, when it comes to things like this. So we saw Mr. Colbert, I believe his name was, saying that they're going to increase the costs or the prices, no matter what the government has to say. And then you have the government, their representative through the Ministry of Transport and Energy, saying they're not going to be any increases in the fares. So you have two different groups, the government and this group, this union. They are saying that they are hardening in their position. We're going to do what we want with raising these prices, and we're telling you we're not going to allow that. Even though the government's press release said that they're going to look at other forms of assistance, it's already started off where both sides have hardened in their positions, and it is now turned into a zero-sum game. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose, somebody got to save face, and somebody can have egg on their face. And we have to stop approaching our disputes on a national, on a local, on a societal, family level. We have to stop approaching our disputes with hardened positions where we don't want to talk, we don't want to negotiate, and we're just going to do it our way, because that resolves nothing.
Adversarial. Yeah, I listen, of course, thank you all very, very much. We threw in a little bit of hot topics at the top of tonight's show. And when we come back after this break, though, we are going to shift gears to temperature check and see what's happening and what the temperature is in St. James. Beyond the Headlines is back with Temperature Check right after the break.
I'm here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokesmodel, and I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Uh-oh. Luckily, it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here where these large capacity washer and dryers is. They're big enough now to handle your big loads, you know. Yeah, like your comfort on your blanket. But just look at us. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! Damn! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes your process you add and change them 24/7.
2021. Borders overrun. Gang wars raging. Crime out of control. 4 years later, we're stronger. More than 1,000 new police and defense force officers, new interceptors protecting our waters, record numbers repatriated, and with stronger security partnerships, tougher anti-gang laws, and shantytown crackdowns, we're tightening our grip. Stronger borders, safer streets. This fight is never finished.
Hey, it's Spa Week, we got what you need. Sit back, relax, and come in for a treat. We just wanna make you smile. We will go the extra mile at Baja Retreat Spa.
Come visit us at Baja Retreat Spa on East Bay Street. Contact us at 323-6711 or visit us online at www.bajaretreat.com.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. It is Temperature Check Wednesday, and we are starting, ladies and gentlemen, in the constituency of St. James. By the way, we've done close to perhaps 20 constituencies already. I hope you all have been paying attention. I hope you've been taking notes, because at the end of each constituency, we ask the question, where is this constituency leaning right now? And we're going to do that again this evening. And so let me introduce to you the candidates in St. James. We have the Deputy Leader of the Free National Movement and Member of Parliament for St. Barnabas, Shannon Dawn Cartwright. What I will do, though, is go in the order in which it appears on the screen. So from left to right. So again, let me start over. From left to right, we have the Coalition of Independents, Latoya. We have the PLP's Owen Wells, the Progressive Liberal Party's Owen Wells. In the center of your screen, the lone female candidate in this constituency, the Coalition of Independents, Latoya Bain, and the Free National Movement's Deputy Leader, Shannon Dawn Cartwright. The Free National Movement's Deputy Leader, Shannon Dawn Cartwright, who is the sitting member of Parliament in the constituency of St. Barnabas, which we discussed when we did a temperature check on St. Barnabas. And so, Peggy, Gabrielle, and Howard, are you all ready?
Yes.
Let's begin. What is the Coalition of Independents, Latoya Bain, looking like, doing, how is she showing up in the St. James constituency? By the way, if you all remember, this is one of two new constituencies that as a result of boundary cuts and population growth was introduced. St. James is on the farthest western end of New Providence, and so this is where these candidates are now vying to be elected. And so again, how is the coalition's Latoya Bain looking in St. James?
Not looking. Good evening again. I have not seen any information out on her on Facebook where I get my information, so I'm unable to say how she's looking.
Well, I spent a lot of time in St. James. I happen to have a lot of development going on around there. So I spent a lot of time in St. James, and I traversed the area. There's a beautiful walking park. A lot of golden owls was taken to add this constituency for the benefit of the viewers that don't know. So you would think that they just had a by-election. A lot of golden owls was put into there. The Coalition of Independents on the ground would have a bigger name-based recognition for their candidate. But there are a lot of people that are still thinking Brian, the other Brian, not Brown, Brian Roll is running to represent them. I guess they haven't been informed of the split. They haven't gotten their card stamp of the transfer. So the Coalition of Independents is in trouble there if the people don't even know that they've been put into the new seat, that you have a new candidate representing them.
Yeah, Shanique, I agree with Gabby, and I was going to say the same thing. I've spoken to a few people out there, and they weren't even sure where they were. Like Gabby said, this new constituency is made up of mostly Golden Isles, a little bit of Kalani, some of Tall Pines, and to a lesser extent, I believe, one polling division from Southern Shores. But speaking about Miss Bain has a Facebook page. I've found some information on her. And like many of the lesser-known COI candidates, Miss Bain's social media is full of more national COI stuff. Lincoln Bain speaking some of the national issues of concern to the COI and the like. But I did find her headquarters opening in early April down there in St. James. And then I saw two Facebook video posts of her with a small team of persons campaigning in St. James. And one particular post from the 26th of March, so y'all could know I ain't even lying on this young lady. Miss Bain was out there campaigning and claimed that she was getting attacked from termites. And it wasn't even mosquitoes, it was termites, and she was killing the termites on her hand and saying they out there campaigning and she is being attacked by termites. And so I know that she is definitely on the ground, but I'd be interested to find out if Mr. Cartwright and Mr. Wells are being attacked by termites as well.
Hi, Jesus.
Howard, I don't know if you needed to share that limited information about the termites.
I guess he's petitioning for them to get the area fogged. Get it sprayed for the termites.
Howard has done great investigative work, though. I'll tell you that. So listen, let's move right along. The Progressive Liberal Party's Owen Wells. I think he is a newcomer, as Miss Payne is as well. He is a newcomer to frontline politics. Owen Wells in St. James. How is he showing up? How is Owen Wells resonating and looking among prospective voters in St. James, according to what you all have been able to find out?
According to his social media footprints, he is on the ground. Mr. Wells is a family man. He is a lawyer. He's been canvassing the areas. He's been trying to fill some gaps that was outstanding in the constituency from Kalani and Golden Isles. And so he's been working on the infrastructure with the help of Ministry of Works. There's a flooding concern inside of Coral Harbor. He's been working on refurbishing basketball courts in Adelaide. He's been working on road paving with the help of Ministry of Works. He's holding the many seasonal events so far this year. He is canvassing, his team is growing, and he's on the ground, a newcomer, a new constituency. So he has a lot of work ahead of him.
Mr. Wells was recently appointed by the Progressive Liberal Party administration the chairman of Baja Mix. That's it, Baja Mix. So he definitely has the resources to make sure that all the asphalt that every candidate needs, that they get. Patch them holes. If you ain't get no asphalt, blame Mr. Wells.
Jesus.
But so he should be moving through Coral Harbor. It shouldn't be no issues with patching the road, Mr. Wells. But Mr. Wells has been on the ground campaigning. A lot of senior party officials has given him a lot of support. He has Leslie out there with the 3 buttons down as well. Every night on the ground, campaigning, catching draft. Leslie out there catching draft, campaigning hard for Mr. Wells. And when I see Mr. Miller again, I have to ask him if he got bitten from any termites, because he just have 3 buttons loose. 3 buttons he like to have loose, talking to his former constituents in Tall Pines. But what a lot of them told me is Mr. Miller's doing a lot of the talking for Mr. Wells. Mr. Wells, although he's an attorney, seems to be a little bit more soft-spoken. He isn't as roaring loud as, the pot cake. And because the constituency is made up of a lot of tall pines, Mr. Miller is using his resources and his connections to the people there to really make the introduction for Mr. Wells. But Mr. Wells, the people say they want to hear from you as well. Tell Leslie it's nice to see him, but they send the pot cake packing as well. So you got to put yourself out there and put yourself forward.
Yeah, Shanique, I can co-sign with my colleagues and say that from his social media, and from talking to people, he is on the ground. Mr. Wells is out there knocking door to door. From the moment that they created that constituency, he got down there on the ground. What he's been talking about since he's been there as the candidate in recent weeks is a lot of the water flow problems and the need for flood mitigation. Frank Watson Boulevard, I believe, and around some of the other Coral Harbor areas. He's been talking about that. And what I find interesting that Mr. Wells has been doing is he has been proposing that a lot of the infrastructural work and stuff that has been done or is being done is as a result of his advocacy to the Ministry of Works and these other government departments. So just looking at that from a pure political strategy standpoint, he's not a substantive member of parliament. He's not a member of parliament at all. He doesn't have a ministry. And Gabby said that he just got something, but he has been saying that his advocacy is leading to some of the things that are being done in the constituency. So that's a play on why he should be elected from his standpoint.
Yes. Okay, so let's look now to the lone MP in the race, someone who is a sitting member of parliament, the deputy leader of the Free National Movement, Shannon Cartwright. He too is new to this area. He is the member of parliament for St. Barnabas. How is Shannon Cartwright resonating? How are people viewing him? What is the message he is giving in St. James constituency?
Mr. Cartwright, from my understanding, is not new to this area. I think he has grown up in this one part of St. James area, family in this area, well known in this area. And so there's not a great need for introduction in this area. He is a seasoned politician at this point, and so his ground game is strong. I think he has a bit of an advantage because of the family connections, and so he is moving through. And like I say, everything to me right now is interesting to watch.
Yeah, Shannon Cartwright, because he has the advantage of winning when it has been difficult to win. With that being said, he's moved around in politics. He's really risen through the political ranks to show himself a strong political competitor for the seat of St. James. It was a no-brainer when we were thinking who would be the candidate that they'd send in a new seat, a seat you would want to secure. Why not send somebody who knows how to win when the tides and the waves may even be against you? So Shannon Cartwright has gotten on the ground. The people love him. The ladies love him. The Grammys one love him. I mean, that's what they tell me, Shanique. The people, they want Mr. Cartwright, y'all. When Mr. Cartwright come in here, everybody want to talk to Mr. Cartwright, so he's being received well. He has, as Peggy mentioned, a lot of family ties around there. So he is definitely creating groundswell. He's tilting the tides in his favor. And I don't think he's letting that, though. Based on what I've seen talking to people, he's not letting that get to his head. He's doing the work. He was out there the other day when I was doing a temperature check because they have a small piece of Kalani. Him and his team was there on Munnins Road. They were canvassing there. They were making sure, and that constituency is huge, Shanique. Mm-hmm. They are all the way out Adelaide. They have a part of Southern Shores as
Tall Pines.
Tall Pines. It's vast. So all of them have a lot of ground to cover in a small time. So he has the advantage being someone who is already known with a big constituency and 20 days to get that covered.
Wow.
Yeah, Mr. Cartwright is a natural politician. He loves politics. He's a very nice guy, very approachable, very likable, and he has also hit the ground running. He is no stranger to this, like Peggy said. He knows what to do. He understands politics, and he's out there knocking on doors and pressing the flesh. Mr. Cartwright has also released a nice little pamphlet about some of the programs and initiatives that he would like to get going once he is elected and once his party is elected to be the government of the Bahamas. And I'll just run through a few of them really quickly. He said that he's going to have monthly St. James community meetings, a senior citizens program, a St. James Business Alliance, a constituency employment bank, youth outreach initiative, school breakfast program, and a roof repair program. And one of the hallmarks of his programs I saw was building a community center, I believe, in Mount Pleasant Village. That's one of the anchors of his program and initiatives that he is introducing in St. James.
Yes, and so now here's the question, the most important question as it relates to St. James right now tonight. Peggy, Gabrielle, Howard, where is St. James leaning right now? PLP, F&M, COI?
COI. Sorry.
St. James is leaning F&M with Shannon Cartwright. As of today, it's definitely leaning F&M.
I think Shannon has the advantage.
Given the breakdown of St. James with all of these different constituencies, polling divisions being in there, I'm bringing out my flags tonight, Shanique. This is a white flag. This means that's a toss-up, in my opinion.
I love it.
Wow.
I love
this
it.
is a toss-up.
So,
I didn't agree with you. I say you have the advantage.
So Peggy and Gabrielle said F&M has the advantage, or it's leaning F&M.
It's leaning.
Howard says it is too close to call. That is what he says. Okay, let's move along very, very quickly then. Long Island. Here are the candidates. the Progressive Liberal Party's Renika Knowles, the Free National Movement's Dr. Andre Rollins, the Coalition of Independents' Shura Pratt. Let's quickly begin. Of course, they appear in that order. They are from left to right, as I called it. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we know of Shura Pratt, the COI's candidate in Long Island?
She's beautiful.
Beautiful eyes.
Yes. Gorgeous
Ladies
lady.
and gentlemen.
Well, I don't know if anybody has anything else to say, but I found a Facebook page with her. And once again, in typical COI fashion, it is very top heavy with the national agenda of the COI. Although she has spoken personally, it appears, to some of the issues that are facing Long Island and the country at large. So I must definitely say that she has done that. The page is very, very, very active, but it is top heavy on national stuff about the COI.
Howard, what I also would say is, because there is a photo that I saw, and we really need to be careful of using a lot of these AI generated pictures. I would have seen her nomination day photo, and the photo that we have here as the file photo,
it's not the same person.
I had to ask Shanique if they had the wrong candidate up here, and this is not a joke, people. AI really distorts person.
Lies.
We have to make sure that when we're using these things, we aren't completely trying to change ourselves so that people know that it is genuinely us, right?
Right.
Lay off of the soft touch.
That's a makeover.
So we are Shura Pratt from the Coalition of Independents, Long Island. She is from Long Island as well. I guess all of them have really strong connections to Long Island, or certainly from Long Island. Let's then move forward to the Free National Movement's Dr. Andre Rollins. No stranger to politics.
None.
Not in the least. How is he showing up in Long Island this election season? What has the response been like to Dr. Andre Rollins, and what can we say about him?
Well, historically, people claims that Long Island is F&M, one of the strongholds, one of the safest seats. I mean, Dr. Rollins has been around and around and around, here, there, everywhere, and he's landed once again in the F&M party. I heard of his name, I think it was last regatta when there was a voice note circulating. People were saying, at least Papa came there with him and say that this is this guy, and so said, so done. So many think that Long Island, you don't have to do much or be much to be the MP. And so I think on that move, he's moving through campaigning. The pictures I've seen on social media, he's being well received by Long Islanders, which is not a surprising thing. And so we will see if Long Islanders will once again be the sure thing for the F&M.
Yeah. Long Islanders have received Andre Rollins with open arms, especially now that things have subsided and they know where Adrian Gibson stands now, because that was sort of the gray area, right? The cloud that cast it over. Will he run? Will he not run? So they have received Andre with open arms. He's rolled out as well his plans that he has for the island. He's immersed himself with his people. They love him down there, and he is a good guy. Speaking to his characteristics, he's been on the ground campaigning. They love him in their homes. He is approachable. He's one of those persons who I believe got a bad break in politics, but I believe given a fair shot to do it right in Long Island, he's going to do justice by them.
Well, Shanique, I think Andre Rollins is another natural politician, very likable and approachable guy. He's a former MP, and that's the good stuff. But there's also that dark side where there's been some volatility in his past in public life. And I hope that the gray in Mr. Rollins' beard at this point, just like in mine, means that he is matured to that point where he is now ready to take on the challenge of being a representative again. But he's down there on the ground. He is campaigning door to door. Of course, I don't think nobody could go in Long Island who doesn't have roots there or who isn't from there outright, okay? So Rollins has the family connections and bona fides down there. and he is out canvassing and campaigning. The concern is, even though Adrian Gibson is not running, when Mr. Rollins secured that nomination, I keyed in on a very acute point that he made, that he has not spoken to Mr. Gibson at that time. Yes. And it made me wonder if he not only was going to mount an independent bid, but if that was going to have some F&Ms coalesce around Mr. Gibson and take away from Mr. Rollins. What I have not heard, now that Mr. Gibson is no longer interested in contesting this race, I have not heard that those persons who would have been outright and adamant in their support for Mr. Gibson have now transitioned over to Mr. Rollins' camp. So to the extent that those people decide that they are not going to vote and sit on the sidelines, or they will support someone else, we will not know until election day. But he has his work, Mr. Rollins has his work cut out for him to try and get those people back into the fold now that Mr. Gibson is no longer a candidate.
Well, when we come back, we're going to look at the PLP's Renika Knowles in Long Island. How is she looking? Renika Knowles, also no stranger to politics or frontline politics. In Long Island, again, also someone with family ties there as well. So how is she looking? Is she resonating? Are people open up to her? And what's the message she's giving to Long Island? Beyond the headlines, Temperature Check is back right after this.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology, there's now year-round container farming, you have hydroponics, you have aquaponics, you have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands, because in BAMSI we are not just cultivating produce, we are cultivating producers.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
The Christmas story is one of a humble manger, a small family, a quiet town. Here at home, Mount Alvernia on Cat Island rises only 206 feet. A humble sanctuary was built here with nothing more than simple tools, determination, and faith. The Stations of the Cross help us reflect as we ascend. Every Bahamian family has walked their own path. This Christmas, I pray you remember that you do not walk alone. God is with us in the courage of caregivers, the kindness of teachers, the compassion of doctors and nurses, the generosity of our neighbors. Together, we are building a Bahamas where every child is valued and every family can look to tomorrow with hope. Mount Alvernia teaches us that elevation begins with humility and that every climb, no matter how steep, leads to light. This Christmas, may we lift each other up and rise together. Merry Christmas, and may God bless the Bahamas.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's Temperature Check. We are wrapping up Long Island. We are now at the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate, Renika Knowles. Renika, of course, also a daughter of the soil of Long Island, on the island, and certainly saw her nomination day looking very happy. You all, what is it that you all have learned about her? How is she showing up this time? Because she ran before in Killarney. How is she showing up and looking in Long Island? And is she resonating?
I would make reference to what the videos I saw coming out of Long Island, and her support seems to be great and excited. What advantage that Ms. Knowles have is the great work that is being done by this administration in Long Island. I think they're hoping that this will bring some more positive vibes from Long Islanders, but she seems to be benefiting greatly from not only being a Long Islander, but the support she's showing on the ground is because of the work that is being done. So I think she's going to be a contender in this race. One to watch.
Well, my grandfather hails from Long Island. He's a Knowles. My mom is a Knowles. So the history of Long Island and the F&M, like we've mentioned earlier, they go together hand in hand. Renika Knowles, however, being a daughter of the soil, she has those ties there and has been connecting with the people. She's actually been living there as well for quite a number of years. I was told by some Long Islanders, she's immersed herself into the community to be there with the people and kind of experience life with them and go through to garner that support. So she's definitely going to be a contender in this one, in this upcoming election down there in Long Island. How much of a contender? We're just going to have to wait until election day to see.
Yeah, Miss Knowles has hit the ground running. She is definitely passionate and very enthusiastic about representing people. And it shows in what she's done in terms of canvassing the constituency. And she's another one in similar fashion to Brother Wells in St. James. She is attempting to leverage her advocacy for some of the infrastructural works and some of the things that are taking place on the ground that the current administration is doing. She is purporting that those are coming also as a result of her advocacy. But one of the things that I noticed with her as well, she is great at marketing. She has a very, very beautiful Long Island Unleashed 7-pillar progressive blueprint of some of the things that she wants to do down there. And I just want to touch quickly on one or two of those things. Where she talks about investing in the people. She wants a Long Island General Hospital, a mobile health unit and telemedicine, a center for inclusive learning, and some community recreation stuff down there on the island if she is elected. So she's working. She's working.
Yes.
Howard, I want to start with you. Let's go quickly, very, very quickly, to the constituency of Pinewood. Pinewood constituency. The candidates there, the Progressive Liberal Party's Miles LaRota, the Free National Movement's Denari Roll, the Coalition of Independents' Lincoln Bain. He also is leader of the Coalition of Independents. And so quickly, you all, let's go.
Shanique, we didn't say how Long Island was leaning, though.
Howard, listen, Eric, right now telling me, okay. Shanique, you need to hurry this up. So listen, no, Howard, we got to do this properly. And thank you very much. Peggy, Gabrielle, Howard. Where is Long Island leaning right now? PLP, F&M, or COI?
I'm still putting Long Island in the F&M's column. It's still leaning F&M.
I'm going to ask Howard to let me the flag, please. Pass it for me, please.
I call it now. It's leaning F&M. Yeah. Gray area didn't clear up for me.
Until you beat the F&M in Long Island is leaning F&M.
Yeah. I see Howard's been shopping. Howard has been shopping. Howard, I'm waiting to see exactly. I wait to see the next colors of these flags you have. Peggy, where's it leaning?
I'm gonna say too close because of the dynamics of the Long Island peoples.
Yeah. Everybody in this race is from Long Island. So it's quite interesting. Quickly, you all, and I apologize for missing that one question, so I won't do it again. Let's go to Pinewood. Pinewood constituency, the candidates are the Progressive Liberal Parties and incumbent Miles LaRoda, the Free National Movement's Denari Roll, the Coalition of Independents, Lincoln Bain, who is also leader of the Coalition of Independents. And so you all, I would guess maybe the newcomer on the scene then, let's just start with Denari Roll, the Free National Movement's candidate. He appeared on the show one time. I remember speaking with him. A very pleasant gentleman.
Yes.
Where does he fit into this race with sort of a formidable race? How is he showing up? How is Denari looking? How is Pinewood responding to Denari?
Denari has been on the ground in Pinewood for well over 2 years, from my memory, well over 2 years. He's visiting schools, he's connecting with the young people, he's visiting churches in the constituency. Denari is a good F&M guy, and he's been tearing up Pinewood roads for a very long time, holding his own in Pinewood, and so don't rule him out.
No, I concur with Peggy. Denari has emerged as another young superstar for the F&M. He has really been putting it out there, y'all. I went on the ground, I did my little straw poll where I stop at the different places, and a lot of people were telling me they voting for the young guy, Denari Roll. They rolling with Roll to the poll.
Yeah, Denari Roll has something special. He's a special young man. He's out there working. I had the privilege of meeting him when I was home last month. And he is out there wanting to serve the people. He has a lot of things going on. And this is a guy who wants to do tangible stuff to make the area in the Bahamas better. I genuinely believe that. He has mentorship for team. He has a mentorship for teams in the program going on. Job readiness assistance, an established culture club, and sports club, all of these things he has going on. I wish we had more time so I could go down the list, but Denari is out there actively working and campaigning, and he is hungry for the victory.
I don't think you can hear Howard, but this jingle has been on now for quite at least a minute and a half.
What? You mean we ain't get to Lincoln Brown?
No. We have to do this. We have to get it done. So my producers in the back are telling me we have to. How could we wrap in the middle of a constituency, you all? How can we wrap in the middle?
Start
tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening, we wrap up Pinewood Gardens. Where is it leaning?
I hope Lincoln Brown is
Where is it leaning? Where's Pinewood leaning right now? We already talked about Denari Roll, and so of course that remains to be seen where the other two candidates fit in, how people are responding to them, how they are showing up, and are they resonating? You have to tune in tomorrow evening, right here on Beyond the Headlines and Temperature Check. Listen, I thank you all so much. Peggy and Gabrielle, Howard, thank you. Of course, Laurencio, who did us a wonderful live drop from Abaco, thank you as well. And a huge thank you to all of you this evening, even those of you who participated this evening in the show. Thank you for your messages and interaction with the show and offering your thoughts and opinions on a whole number of the topics that we talked about this evening. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening for Pinewood Gardens and more. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.